By default, when you create a new app, you can't drop any files in it. That's to hold users' hands so they don't drop files in places where those do not make sense. For example, let's say this Hello World app. All it does is printing Hello World. Obviously, it would make no sense to let users drop anything in it. Now, let's change our Hello World app to function as a two-column splitter instead. We create a container div that will contain two columns. The left column shall display contents in placeholder 1 and mark it as a placeholder to allow drops. Same goes for the right column, except it will represent placeholder 2. Let's also create an inline style file to make the layout right. Let's see what we have so far. In Structure View, you can verify the placeholders exist, yet if you try to drop any contents in them, they won't react at all. That's because of the missing accept file. To allow drops, let's create an accept file within our app. Set its file type to accept1 and allow dropping contents in placeholder 1. For that, we create an attribute named placeholder1 of type string and set its value to inline because contents are defined as files that implement the inline interface. Same goes for placeholder 2. Before we try it, let's validate our accept file by visiting it directly within our web browser. Okay, it's valid. Now let's try dropping contents in our column splitter app. New, and it works. Some more details about the accept file. You can filter for pages using the page interface. That's typically used by themes to allow creating pages in a given menu. To only accept images, use the image interface. The method names must be separated by spaces. They represent an AND relationship. So, for example, to accept files that implement both the page and image interfaces, you would write page image. To accept everything, specify the empty interface. There is also a default setting using the string attribute defaults. For example, to accept everything in all placeholders, you would set the default attribute to an empty value. That's it.